Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first workshop, Addressing the Obstacles, Top 5 Marketing Missteps Inhibiting IR Practices Patient Growth. My name is John Campbell. I am a marketing manager. I worked in marketing for 18 years, 7 of which are in the healthcare IT space for software as a service solutions for radiology practices. Today we also have Otilia Comsa, and she will be providing us with answers to some of your pressing questions in the interventional radiology space.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for the invitation today, and I'm really glad to be here with you.
So Otilia, can you tell me a little bit more about radiology marketing and what you do with that company?
Sure, John. I think that the name is a little bit self-explanatory, but I'll try to give some background. Basically, I help radiology practices and diagnostic imaging centers implement marketing that drives new patients. And we do this through what we call the 3 levels of marketing that any practice that wants to grow must absolutely implement in order to be successful. So basically, marketing refers to how you present yourself to your main stakeholders, potential patients and referring physicians, so that they get to know who you are. They can find you on all the channels where they are present. They like and trust you, meaning that they see your credentials, your affiliations, the value that you provide, your success stories, so that they have a clear path to success working with you. And then you make it really, the third level is that you make it really convenient for them to convert and book appointments or make a referral with your system. So the story of radiology marketing is basically about creating bridges between the radiology practice and its main stakeholders in an authentic and constructive way. And my story with radiology marketing is not so much that I found it as that it sort of found me. Basically, it all started 5 years ago after I sold my first online project that was a website with 2 million visitors. And once I exited that first online business, I didn't know what the next exciting project would be for me. So I actually rented an office space in a tall office building, and I was going every day to the office looking for the next exciting project. And during that time, I consulted with a lot of businesses that were in that building on their marketing strategies. They were looking for answers related to their website. How can they attract more business and so on? And so then I realized that I will need to commit to this full time, and I'm basically running a digital marketing agency. And one of the first projects that we worked on was a project related to the acquisition of a radiology practice with the objective to grow it into a network of 10 practices with a very aggressive timeline. And we were part of that process from the beginning, auditing the online presence, checking the brand value online, the patient reviews, how that brand is perceived, the quality of the traffic, the sources of traffic, the sources of referrals, where the most bookings are coming from, the conversions, and so on. So, as you know, radiology space is very particular. It requires a very strong understanding of the ecosystem, as I'm sure is the case with IT as well.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely true. Yeah, it's a
yeah,
very unique market. Yeah,
exactly.
and it has its own set of challenges as it pertains to marketing, how you reach the right people at the right time, how you attract the referring physicians, and also ultimately how you get more business from patients, right? So that's the end client.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So that was our experience as well. We found this first project really challenging. Um, and also the environment was really special. So although we found a business that was an established practice and had an impressive investment in the diagnostic imaging equipment, they were running with a very valuable team of radiologists that were well known in the market. However, their image online was failing to reflect that. And it was a challenge every day to book their calendar in order to be able to basically amortize this very expensive equipment. Every day it was a chase for the next booking instead of being able to uh, attract the right type of qualified patients for their services through inbound marketing. And our challenge was to immediately put in place all the systems that could guarantee that the business is visible on all channels, that they have the right approach with regards to their reputation. So we put in place a system for their positive patient reviews to make sure that they attract a high number of patient reviews every day. We put in place a website that was optimized for conversion. And so we helped immediately boost the image of that center, and then that acted as a basis for their future growth. And based on this experience and success story, um, obviously they were able to immediately take over the market. They had, I think, 500 reviews within 8 months. So we really identified a need for this sort of services and this sort of specialized marketing for radiology, as opposed to the generic marketing that you are able to access. We feel that this segment of healthcare really needs dedicated marketing intelligence and marketing resources, and basically I get to do that every day since then.
that's great, and I completely agree. And I think the language of marketing is different from the language of outpatient imaging centers, right? And so you think about conversions equal referrals essentially, and so your process for marketing to bring in more referrals, you know, even though it's similar to other spaces in digital marketing and conventional marketing, eventually you want to put it in a space where you say, you're good at managing your clinic and performing your clinical operations, and you need an understanding of how the marketing works. But essentially, what your business does is take the burden off of them to manage that marketing and to essentially perform that as a task that fills the funnel at the top. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
exactly. And these conversations about radiology marketing in general, I think, coming back to your question in the beginning, they are for practice owners, founders, marketers, operators that are looking to grow. They are looking to expand into a new market, that they are looking to add a new interventional radiology procedure into their portfolio, or they are looking to fill in their waiting room with new patients. So this is who radiology marketing is serving.
Could you share some common marketing objectives for interventional radiology practices from past client conversations?
Yes, John. From the conversations I had with interventional radiology practice owners, I would say that their primary objective is to fill in their waiting room and reach potential patients that are actively looking for treatment options for the conditions that are treatable uh, via interventional radiology, like genicular artery embolizations, prostate embolizations, uterine fibroid embolizations, vascular treatment, and so on. And then they want to convert these potential patients into booked appointments. But I think one of the primary objectives of the practices that are patient-centric is to make sure that the patient experience is a positive one. And ideally, they would like to see positive patient reviews adding up to build their online reputation and their profile. And I think another objective that is a permanent item on the agenda of interventional radiology business owners is nurturing the relationship with the referring physicians in their area, making sure that there's a constant flow and exchange of information, making sure that the referring process is streamlined, ideally online, there are no errors in the process, and making sure that the IROBL is positioned in the mind of the local physician as the absolute authority and the best to work with in the region, by building trust, by sharing the positive experiences of the patients. So I would say that marketing is basically building bridges between the IROBL and its ecosystem, referring physicians and patients, and building the online reputation. Other growth objectives could be adding a new location, so growing into a new IROBL location in a new region that comes with specific challenges of establishing local authority, or adding a new service to the portfolio. This year in particular, one of the main challenges listed by practice owners and operators was recruiting. It was actually listed as one of the main factors that were stopping practice growth in 2023 and probably beyond. So marketing needed to step up the game and position the clinic as authority, as employer of choice in the area, in order to be able to attract and retain the right profile of employees. So there's a handful of KPIs that every practice owner or operator should know and track month to month. And we actually have a process, a reporting process, where we track this for our clients. We report and we use this KPI dashboard to adjust course from month to month and to improve and to decide which actions take priority. And this series of KPIs are primarily related to, of course, to patient appointments, number of referrals, number of calls, number of forms that are filled in on the website, number of visitors, how many people were exposed to the brand, did we increase the brand awareness month to month, and then are we ranking in top 3 positions in the city or the area of service for the top keywords that bring qualified traffic, for instance, genicular artery embolization near me, or uterine fibroid embolization plus city name, interventional radiology near me, interventional radiology practice near me, and so on. And so these are the main growth objectives and marketing KPIs that should be on the agenda of every CEO or practice owner or practice manager that are looking to grow, to establish local authority, to build trust with patients and physicians, but ultimately they're looking to build an asset that has a value in the event of an exit.
Why do you believe that marketing is vital in growing a successful interventional radiology practice today as compared to the past, specifically with regard to building trust?
It used to be that the patient journey followed a predictable pattern. A referring physician prescribed a treatment or an intervention to a patient, and oftentimes told him where to get it done. The patient made the appointment, had the procedure, and then called it a day. But the times have now changed, and patients are more involved in their healthcare decisions than ever before, and they have Dr. Google at their fingertips. So studies show that 86% of patients actually research a medical facility online, even if they were referred by a physician or by a friend. And to be even considered on the shopping list of potential partners and patients, radiology practice must have a patient review score of above 4.5. The average on Google is 4.3. And healthcare is actually second only to hotels and restaurants as the industry with the most read online reviews. So nowadays, the first chance to establish trust with referring physicians and potential patients is online.
What unique challenges do you see interventional radiology practices facing when it comes to marketing?
I think the main challenge is that marketing and sales are associated with pushy, over the top tactics that don't really fit the personality of medical professionals, because their focus is on delivering exceptional patient care, not on marketing. And as marketing professionals, we understand that. However, in order for referring physicians and patients to be able to access the expertise and the technology, they have to know, like, and trust you. They have to know you exist, and they need to form a connection with you. And marketing does all that. And when it's done in the right way, it's not pushy, and it's not fear-based, because radiology marketing is not about that. It's about creating a genuine conversation and a connection between the practice, the referring physicians, and the patients. And the second challenge, I think, is related to the patient profile and the fact that you're dealing with patients with a high level of anxiety. Probably up to 80% are managing a chronic condition, and they have a general concern related to the procedure, to the radiation levels, and so on. So marketing and communication need to cater to this high level of anxiety.
What are the top 5 marketing missteps inhibiting interventional radiology practices patient growth from your perspective?
I think the main mistake is ignoring the importance of online reputation for an interventional radiology practice, and ignoring the fact that human psychology works in a way in which very few people will take time out of their day to actually share and write a positive review if they had a positive experience with a radiology practice. But in fact, every time an unhappy patient or someone who just had a bad day or spammy reviewers, often they will actually take the time and write a negative review that can damage your reputation. So the first misstep, I think, is ignoring the importance of your online reputation in building trust with referring physicians and potential patients. The second mistake is not having an optimized website that is built to convert. So the websites nowadays must be mobile optimized, because everybody's accessing their information from their mobile device, and you need to have at least 5 points of conversion. So you need to think of the people who can call, who are scrolling through your website. So you should have a floating call button so that people should be able to call your office from every point of your website. And if they're in the metro, they should be able to input their details in a contact form. So the second one, I think, is failing to have a mobile optimized website that is built to convert potential visitors into patients and appointments. The third one is failing to use content marketing and content development in order to engage visitors and to provide information to increase engagement on your website. And the fourth one, I think, is direct-to-patient advertising, direct-to-patient marketing. And in interventional radiology, you have the possibility to actually become known to patients that are Googling online their symptoms or treatments in their area. So you should be present both in search as well as with interruption marketing, with Meta, using quizzes so that you attract the right type of pre-qualified patient into your practice. And the fifth mistake, I think, is failing to measure, track the marketing KPIs and to have a process in place in which every month you have on the management agenda the general marketing overview, and you are able to track how you increase the brand awareness, how many conversions, and the return on your marketing budget. And this is actually the first thing we put in place with our clients. We make sure that we track every dollar spent and we track every conversion, and we maximize their reach online.
If any of our viewers has a question or would like to discuss strategies, where can they find you?
So they can find us on our website, www.radiology.marketing, where we also have our phone number, and we have resources for interventional radiology marketing that they can download. And also they can book a free marketing audit with us, which is a meeting where my team takes the time to actually look at the local competition, look at the local search queries and their volume, and identify where there are opportunities for growth, both in paid and in local SEO. And also they take a look at the website, and we are able to make some recommendations that can generate immediate improvements, what we call the low-hanging fruits. Thank you so much, John.
I would like to thank everyone for joining our workshop. If you're interested in learning more, please subscribe to the Radiology Marketing Group on LinkedIn and visit radiology.marketing to start your journey toward growing your practice.